Hi, my name is Josh Bicknell. You might remember me from such things as the Critical Strike podcast, which, ironically, you are listening to right now. But if you don't, then you'll probably remember me as the guy who was getting arrested while watching you undress before you went to bed. Either way, I'm going to warn you about this episode. It unfortunately is not one of our best. Some of us were tired and cranky. Another certain person, named Kyle, was really annoying. But either way, we wanted you to hear it, so please don't hold it against us. Thank you. Bye. Welcome to Critical Strike, episode 18. I'm Josh Bicknell, and today I have with me Kyle Dumond.
Well, hello.
That was gay, and Keith Harboard.
I think you mean very special guest personality, Keith Harboard.
Okay.
Caught me off guard. Usually introduce Keith first.
How do you like them apples?
I don't like it. It was new. I was caught off guard and frightened.
New is bad.
I blanked.
We all know that.
My defense mechanism is gay.
Well, before we actually start, I want to say congratulations to Josh on being named Platform Nation's Community Member of the Month for March. So congratulations, Josh.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Who knew that being a jackass every day would pay off?
I just thought it was all the sucking up you were doing.
You got an award on a forum.
Hey, it's a website. It's a pretty big website.
How come I've never heard of it then?
Because you're a failure.
You don't read anything?
Well, obviously.
Ever?
I read tons of stuff.
So, welcome to episode 18, gentlemen.
Nice
Keith,
to be here.
welcome back.
Thanks.
How was INS?
Yeah, Kyle, wait. Before we start, Kyle, I have to say, You need to find another joke, because that is starting to get a bit old.
I know, but it's true.
Seriously, though, Keith went away in September, and you're still using that?
It was kind of stale.
Yeah, I guess. I'll find some other way. You can go have sex with your snowman monster. Oh, I hate my life.
So, find another way to kick it off, Kyle, and tell us what you've been up to.
I have not been up to much this week. Past 2 weeks. Played more Layton. Had to reinstall Leopard on my laptop and installed Windows and began playing Dawn of War Dark Crusade in preparation for the new Dawn of War expansion that's coming out next week.
That's it.
That's it.
Really?
I mean, I had some really bad issues with trying to use Boot Camp at first, and thus caused me to wipe my hard drive and reinstall Leopard. And I got really sick for about 6 days.
From drinking?
But that's about it. From what? Drinking?
Drinking?
No, not drinking. Vertigo and nausea.
Oh.
Which is usual for me, so.
Alright, Keith, take it off. Take it off your shirt and your pants.
Woo! Bet you he wears tassels.
Maybe I'm already.
He seems like a tassels guy.
No. I built a 7-foot snow monster, which proceeded to kill me. And if you want to see pictures of it, you can see it on my blog at infinitehides.net.
Ooh, yeah, away with the plug.
I've been playing more Forza Motorsport 2. I'm still trying to finish the career mode. I think I'm about 65% of the way through. And I've been playing some Call of Duty 4. Other than that, I really haven't been gaming that much.
Alright. So that's about it for you two?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you been doing more interesting things than us these past 2 weeks?
Of course I have, Kyle. Of course I have.
I mean, other than sucking up.
No. I've been playing Lost Odyssey on the Xbox 360.
How is that?
It is a lot of fun, Kyle.
Really?
Yeah.
Should I get it?
I think you should rent it, yeah. Because you're not big on buying games, but yeah.
Yeah. Would you agree that it is the next-gen RPG? The real next-gen RPG?
I don't know. I mean, I would say no.
Why not? Where does it fall short?
Well, if you're asking me if it's next-gen, then what is next-gen? Like, does it do a lot of things that we couldn't do before? No.
Well, I'll get it anyway, because I heard if you liked Final Fantasy games, you're going to love this game.
Yeah, you would. I mean, it's a Japanese RPG, which I am a whore for. And,
And how?
yeah. I got to the second disc, and I was like, you know what? Lost Odyssey, we're taking this relationship too quickly. And I restarted it because I felt like I was just abusing her.
You restarted an 80-hour game?
Yeah.
For the hell of it?
Yeah, I was 12 hours
while you were
into
a quarter of the way through.
And I kicked it back to the front.
You're a masochist.
Why?
Because, like I said, I felt like I was going too fast. I was missing a lot of things.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. Are there a lot of hidden things and a lot of side quests, or you just didn't feel like you saw everything?
Yeah, there are a lot of hidden things, and like I got to a point where there was a spell that really could have helped me, and I didn't have it, and so I wanted to go back and get it, much to my chagrin.
Like Big Guard in Final Fantasy VII? Like the most useful spell ever?
Yeah, but much to my chagrin, I found out that they locked off the area where I needed to get that spell, so I had to basically go back to the start.
Is this an open world, or is this kind of linear?
It's pretty linear. And the story to the game is really, really slow. Like, I would say take Final Fantasy X, which is really, really fucking slow, and multiply that by 27 by the gayness factor.
So it's Final Fantasy VIII.
This is perfect for Kyle.
Something that I can literally spend probably a week of my life in.
Yeah, otherwise, though, it's really fun. I haven't really gotten any complaints about it. I mean, everybody was complaining about the load times, but I don't really notice.
Did you get any disk read errors?
No, I did not.
Ah.
Why?
I've heard some things, because of the packaging, people got disk read errors.
The only disk read error that I heard of was from one of the guys over at the Fanboys.
I heard it from there, and then I heard one or two more from some people I knew.
Yeah. Come on, Kyle, you don't know anybody. Nobody likes you.
I know people.
He eavesdrops on
People
forums.
who aren't you.
That's true. Let's see. What else have I been playing?
I have judgment.
So, it's been a pretty slow 2 weeks for us.
Well, I've been playing N+, on the 360 as well. Do you guys know what N+ is? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Some of the levels were pretty creative.
I was conned into getting that. I came online from work, working hard one day, playing my PSP. And there were a couple of jackasses saying, "Hey, buy this game, it's great." And I said, "Well, I'll try the demo. I want to check out the demo first." And I ended up buying it.
What is that game about?
It's like an inertia game.
N+ is kind of like, it's based on a Flash game called N, that you can download to your PC or Mac for Kyle.
Yay! Actually, PC for me now. I reinstalled Windows.
Kyle, you had your chance. But
Oh.
you basically play as a ninja, and you have to get to the end of a level. And there's a bunch of obstacles within your way blocking you, like
Okay,
there's
now I
guns
remember.
and
I think you sent me
lasers.
a link to screenshots or something like that.
No, I didn't.
All right, maybe I... Oh, okay. I clicked on a link I think Chia Hippo had on his Twitter.
Okay, well, the single player is kind of fun, but the multiplayer co-op is where it gets really fun, because you have 4 people in one game, and you all have different goals, because, like, the multiplayer levels are different than the single player levels. So, like, one guy will get stuck on the bottom and he has to do all these things to make it so the guys on the top can progress. And it gets pretty fun when somebody like Chia Hippo fucks up a million times and you can't progress and you have to redo the same level for 2 hours straight.
That doesn't sound like
Chia
fun.
Hippo sounds kind of bad.
It doesn't sound like a game I would like.
No?
No, not really.
I think that you actually probably would like it. I mean, at the same point, it also has a level editor, so you get to create levels and share them and play with them online with other people.
That could be kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. I made a level in probably like 5 minutes, and it's really hard. But the downfall with that is the 360 version of it. I can't see Keith online and send him my levels. For whatever reason, Microsoft had them cut that out. So, like, you're online, I can't say, hey, I made this level, download it real quick. No, we have to go into a game together for you to download it.
Because Microsoft hates networking.
They do hate networking. But hopefully the PSN version is going to have that when it comes out. But right now, Microsoft has a timed exclusive on it. Which I think is kind of silly in its own right. Why would you have a timed exclusive on a arcade game? That's just a bunch of pee-poo. What would you do if I told you that the NFL 2K series, the NHL 2K series, and one of your favorite series, Grand Theft Auto, might be owned by EA one day?
I would buy shares of EA stock. Is that the right answer?
No, you would say, fuck that.
Cry myself to sleep at night?
That's a better answer.
I'm not surprised. I kind of liken EA to the Prince in Katamari, just rolling over developers with his ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to acquire everything. It's like some sort of monster that eats video game developing companies.
Well, this isn't really eating, though. I mean, they offered, what was it, $2.2 billion for Take-Two?
And Take-Two wasn't really interested.
Well, they weren't interested because they said no outright.
Well, their big moneymaker's about to come out too, so yeah, they're not going to be interested. At least not until after.
What big money makers?
Don't they have big games coming out soon?
The only one I can think of is Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah? That's going to make a shitload of money.
Yeah, that's probably going to be responsible for selling a shit ton of PS3s.
Well, yeah, but look at how much time Grand Theft Auto 4, is it? Yeah. Took to develop, so that costs a lot of money right there. Then you had countless delays, so that's a lot extra money right there. So basically the way I'm thinking is whatever this game makes is basically going to be a little bit more than what they spent on it.
Yeah, but what they spent on it was spent in past quarters. I mean, what it breaks down to is they're responsible to their shareholders, and the shareholders are looking at each quarter's profitability. So if you're going to make a shit ton of money in the first quarter or even the first half of 2008 already, there's no point in even entertaining a bid for someone to buy you out, because you're going to make your shareholders happy this quarter and the next quarter probably, maybe even all the way up to Christmas. So there's really no point in watching the shares get jacked high by a takeover.
Yeah, I guess I can see that Grand Theft Auto would be a big money maker, but I don't really see any other games that Take-Two has that could really do that. I mean, the MLB series, yeah, I suppose. NHL, I'm not going to buy it if it's like last year's.
They could probably ride on Grand Theft Auto's coattails for a very long time.
Yeah, I think so too, especially when they announced that they're going to have exclusive content for the 360 I mean, that downloadable content is going to sell pretty well, especially if the game sells as it's expected to.
Well, not only how much that content is going to be making them from the users, but the fact that Microsoft spent like about $50 million on it to get it.
Yeah, but that's money already in their bank.
And to Microsoft, that's just like a drop in the bucket.
True.
Well, speaking of Microsoft dropping it in a bucket like a big turd, Sony actually had a bunch of good news within the last week. That's pretty rare, isn't it?
So I've read. Their big seller is coming out.
If you're talking about the video game side of Sony, yeah, that is a big deal.
What else is there that we care about with Sony?
Sony Entertainment's a pretty massive company. They make the Walkman, they make TVs, which are really nice. Didn't they just announce that they're doing some sort of partnership with Samsung for LCDs?
Yeah, they're extending their line of LCDs.
See, that's pretty exciting.
Well, okay. Sony's gaming division finally had some big news.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, but I don't care.
You don't care that the PlayStation Store is getting overhauled?
Not really, because I don't hardly ever go there unless I know that I have to update something. Not update something. Download, re-download things that I already deleted when I formatted my hard drive. Other than that, no, I couldn't care less about the store.
How many things have you purchased on the PSN store?
I think 2 things.
Josh?
A lot.
Okay. How much money do you sink into downloadable content on the 360 and the PS3?
Too much.
I think we're getting sidetracked, aren't we?
Alright, well, Kyle, have you ever seen the PlayStation Store?
I have not.
Okay. Keith, you've seen it, right?
It's awful.
Have you had a hard time navigating around in it?
Only speed-wise. Other than that, no, not really. I think it's pretty intuitive how to get around. But I've seen the makeover. Supposedly it looks like the Sing store for SingStar.
Yeah, the SingStar store.
Yeah, but I don't know. It looks a little bit better. Not really impressed by it, and I don't think I'll visit it more frequently just because it looks more user-friendly.
I think the biggest overhaul Sony has to do with their store is not so much the look of it or how you navigate it, but the content. They need to start putting content up there more than one day a week.
Yeah, I agree.
How often does the 360 do it?
Kyle, shut up.
Sorry for interrupting you, Keith.
That's all right.
Continue. You can go. I'll ask Josh my question after you.
I don't know. I right now I don't think there's a ton of great content on the PS3 store. I haven't been on it recently, but last time I was there was I think about a month ago when I was reinstalling things that I deleted when I installed Linux on my hard drive of my PS3, and there really wasn't a lot there. And what was there was just kind of thrown on there. I mean, some of it's alphabetical,
Well, I think
some of it's by whether it's a game, whether it's an add-on.
I think that's part of the problem, though, is like when Thursday comes up and they do like the updates for Japan, they usually get like 4 PlayStation 1 games, and we'll get one like maybe one every 2 months.
So what's the cause of that?
I don't know. It's bullshit. That's all I can say is it's bullshit.
Maybe Sony hates Americans.
Maybe they do. I don't know. So you had a question, Kyle?
Yeah, crap. 360. Oh, how often does the 360 put up stuff? Like 3 times a week?
The 360 usually does their big update on Wednesdays, but every once in a while they'll do an update throughout the week, depending on like how big it is.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
But I can't stand.
Whereas Sony only updates.
I can't stand going on the 360's store either, because that means you have to log in before you go to your game, which means you have to wait for all the stupid shit to load on all the blades.
Well, yeah.
I don't really have a problem with that. My internet's pretty quick, so I turn on my Xbox, I auto sign in, and I can get to the marketplace in like 15 seconds.
Well, I think that's just when Microsoft did their last update and they started tying in all the advertisements on the blades to if you're online, that's pretty stupid. I don't think that they should have advertisements to begin with.
Not if you're paying $50 a year for the service.
Nah, that's stupid. But
some of the advertisements are okay, because it's just like, oh, hey, here's this new game. Why don't you try it? But other ones like, wasn't there a Toyota one? Or, what was that car?
The Yaris.
The really shitty car? Yeah, the Yaris.
Which also had the greatest game in history, I'd like to add.
You bought that?
It was free, you idiot.
It was free?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, PlayStation Store. Overhaul would be nice. Getting it off of the web-based thing would be nice. So that way it's not so slow like Keith added. But, Sony's other good news was, Metal Gear Online beta has been finally announced, and the fact that Metal Gear Solid 4 has been given a date with a PS3 bundle.
I think I might actually buy that bundle. That looks pretty nice.
Yeah, the bundle comes with, what is it, the 80GB PS3, a DualShock 3, which Keith and I already have, and Metal Gear Solid 4.
I think if I were to buy a bundle, that'd be it. And then I'd just spend the $60 and buy Eye of Judgment.
Yeah.
Yes!
And get an expansion, because that'd be
You're
out.
sick.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
guys are both sick. Warped and twisted.
But I don't know, because Magic is coming up for the 360. I'm torn.
You want to have Judgment, Kyle.
No, you don't.
But, yeah. Is it good that they finally have a concrete date now for Metal Gear Solid 4?
Yeah, because now they can push it back. And because that's what
They won't
do.
push it back now that they've set the date.
And now that they announced the bundle, you really think they're going to push it back, Kyle?
They might.
What I don't like
I don't think they will.
is the Metal Gear Online game. You have to pre-order it to get into the beta, is that right?
I think you have to pre-order Metal Gear Solid 4 to get into the beta of Metal Gear Online.
That's still kind of gay. But I understand it.
I understand it. It is kind of dumb. I don't know. Personally, I would rather see Metal Gear Online be like a double disc to Metal Gear Solid 4. I don't think that you should have to buy the two things separately.
Yeah. But I just don't think you should have just Metal Gear fanboys beta testing your game. That's retarded.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I can't really say, well, Halo 3, because people were interested in Crackdown. About all two of them.
Well, I guess you could rent that and still get into the beta. I mean, it's not like you had to. It's not like you had to fork over money to Microsoft to get into the beta, like you do for this.
Well, yeah, you did. You had to buy Crackdown.
You could rent it.
You could rent it, yeah.
The end.
But most people bought it.
But you had a choice. What was the other announcement?
The DualShock 3 is finally given a date and price.
A bit overpriced.
And how much is that?
How is it overpriced?
It's overpriced. All right, first of all, I think part of the price you're paying is the way that they have the 6-axis control still in the Rumble, with the Rumble control, which is fucking stupid. Take the 6-axis shit out. It's useless, unnecessary. It's not even properly used in any of the games I have anyway. Just get rid of it.
But how will I play Lair?
No, Uncharted used the 6-axis pretty well.
It's not tacked on.
So did Ratchet and Clank. No, it's not tacked on.
Okay.
But, yeah, it will launch on April 15th for $54.99. Kyle, is that overpriced to you?
Most controllers have cost about $50.
Microsoft controllers
That's right.
less than that.
The Wavebird cost $50, and that was one of the best purchases I ever made.
360 controllers less than that.
Is it?
I'm sure it is.
I think it's $50.
Are you talking about a wireless controller or are you talking about a wired controller? Because obviously with the PS3
Wireless.
you don't have a choice.
Well, why in this generation would you buy a wireless or a wired
Oh my
controller?
god, in this generation, why would you have choice? What the fuck? Is next gen about choice or is it about forcing you to buy what the fuck the console makers want you to own?
Wireless is just convenient.
How is it?
I could actually play across
How is
the
it convenient to pick up your controller because you want to play a game and oh fuck, the batteries are dead? How is that convenient?
My batteries
room.
never did.
You don't recharge your batteries then. You're an idiot.
Doesn't make you an idiot because you have to go to work right away because you set the thing down, shut the thing off. Doesn't make you an idiot. It means you just don't have time to think ahead to, oh my god, maybe I'll want to play this later or tomorrow.
Pick up one of those charge stations for $15.
Why should I have to buy a fucking charge station for a controller? That's retarded.
Then get a wire.
Are you two done ranting now?
I am.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. The 360 wired controller is $40. And the wireless one is $49. So,
See, $50.
Yeah.
With tax, it'd be about $55, which is the same as the PS3 controller.
Really? Can you get the PS3 controller without tax? No.
Yeah. That was kind of dumb, Kyle. You fail.
Yeah.
That's fail number 1 for you today.
Unless you get it in Delaware. There's no tax there.
I guess I could see where Keith is coming in saying that it's overpriced, but at least they finally have a date set on the controller that everybody wanted.
It should have been out when the console released, when launched.
That should have been out when the console released, yes. But it's finally out now, and Sony had some good news, right?
Sure.
Yeah, those are important things, especially the home beta.
Well, Metal Gear, good news for Sony. That's going to sell consoles. People want it. Home beta, yeah, that finally got its update, and people are liking it.
They still don't have a finalized date for that.
They have a...
Tentative?
They have a date set for the beta in Japan.
Oh.
You know, because Sony hates America, as Kyle said earlier.
Are you going to set your PS3 to a Japanese thing so you can get the beta?
Well, I already have a Japanese PS3 account, but no. If I'm going to get the beta, I'm going to get it when it comes out here. I'm not going to play the I can't read this bullshit.
So we can't call it beta anymore, can we?
No, because no more Phil Harrison. That's the one bad thing. I liked Phil Harrison.
Yeah, he's alright.
The guy even...
So where is he now?
Atari?
I don't think they've even come out and said anything, but the rumor was he was supposed to go to Atari. Which, I don't know, I guess it can be seen as, well, I'm leaving a sinking ship to go to a really sinking ship.
Well, maybe that ship's sunk so deep that anything he does there will be seen as a positive thing.
That's true. I mean, but he was at Sony for 15 years, so I can't really blame him for wanting to move on to something else.
No, that is a long time.
Either way, though, Phil Harrison, send me your Eye of Judgment Duck card, because I want that.
Oh, boy.
That would be
Can we
awesome.
have a rule for next podcast
Transition.
that we won't talk about Eye of Judgment ever again?
No.
I think that's a bad rule. In fact, I think we should talk about it more.
I agree.
I think we should just have an Eye of Judgment podcast.
Make sure you get someone other than me for that one, then. Unless you want to hear me rant and rave against it.
I think you'd be a good counterpoint.
Counter-Strike.
Critical strike.
Last week we did a video game music challenge.
Did we?
We did.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. But, we did a video game music challenge. There were a few guesses. None of them were right. Even with me enticing people with the PlayAsia coupon.
Maybe you should give hints.
I don't even think I remember what it was.
Maybe I should give hints? Well, no, this one's dead. I'm not doing it now. They had their chance.
No, I mean for this week's.
Oh, we're not doing one this week.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
On the notes here, it says Video Game Music Challenge. No new one, but we'll announce what the last one was.
Oh, I don't read the stuff in parentheses because I think that's like thoughts in your own head that you don't want anyone else to know and you don't realize you're typing it.
God, I can't wait for this to end so I can pee. Oh, wait. Oh, my mute button was on.
Lols.
But yeah, last episode's Video Game Music Challenge was from Sim City for the Super Nintendo.
I never played that. I didn't have a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, because I really care if you played it or not.
Why are you so mean, Josh?
Because I don't like you.
happens next?
You don't want to know. I cast level 5 eroticism on
No,
you.
no.
Explode.
Hold on. I put on my robe and wizard hat, and I roll the dice. A 7 comes up. I take down my G-string.
What, a 7 on what? A D8, a DN, D12, D20, D100?
Alright, so
I need to know these
Go,
things.
you fucking nerd.
That's so
All
getting
right.
left in.
Yeah, it is. So, we're 2 years into the next-gen era, and have we seen any really next-gen things?
Yes.
No.
No? I think we have seen a few next-gen things. I have Judgment
No.
for one.
You're telling me Eye of Judgment couldn't have been done with the original PlayStation Eye?
I don't think it could have been done as well.
I think
And
it
I
could have
don't
been
think
done.
it could have been done, but it wouldn't have been as nice or as quickly.
Well, all I'm going to say is Battle Chess. Moving on.
There's nothing wrong with Battle Chess. Battle Chess
It was
is
done
awesome.
like 20 years ago. There's nothing next gen about Eye of Judgment. You hold a card up. Ooh, shit moves on the screen. Big whoop. Not next gen.
Shiny.
But one thing that is next gen is HD content. The 360, if you have an HDMI connector, it's good. PS3, good. Wii, no.
Yeah. I knew you were going to bring up the
Well,
lead.
I mean, I don't see how you can leave it out. And maybe we shouldn't call it next gen anymore since it's current gen.
Yeah, I'll agree. But really, what have we seen that is so amazing that couldn't be done other than graphics on the other consoles?
Media streaming. You can stream media to the 360 and the PS3.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
I believe Sony's announced a TV tuner card for the PS3, at least in Japan.
And Europe, I believe, yeah.
Okay.
And Microsoft has their DVR thing.
Downloading games. Downloading older games.
Yeah.
None of what about the first Xbox store?
So we should all applaud the ability of the next-gen console to download classic last-gen games and let you play them.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, really, within the games themselves, not really the features of the consoles, because, yeah, the features, I would say a lot of them are next-gen and couldn't be done on the PlayStation 2 and in the GameCube and the Xbox. Although the Xbox could stream if you had a mod chip in there. But the games themselves, what have we seen other than graphics, like I said, that could not be done?
Waggle. Alright, it could have been done, but it wasn't done.
What about the Atari?
No, actually, it was done.
Not to great effect.
The PlayStation 1 had Waggle.
I think that was a third-party controller manufacturer that had it, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it was implemented for more than one game, was it?
No, I don't think it was. But it had it.
Pokemon Pinball had Waggle for the Game Boy.
Just because you were waggling yourself doesn't mean that the game had Waggle.
Kyle, don't bring handhelds.
I wasn't waggling myself. I was waggling my Pokemons.
That's even worse.
I guess, looking at this generation so far, a few of the things that I can say I'm impressed with that they couldn't have done on the older consoles would be like Dead Rising, having all those zombies on the screen at one time.
Yeah, but
Right?
that's more brute strength than anything else.
Some of the physics, we haven't seen a lot of
Yeah,
the physics
that's
that
true.
we could on the
I
other
would say
ones.
in-game communications, like online communications. I think that's a bit of a departure for the PS2.
But the original Xbox had that when you played on live.
Yeah. Yeah, the PS2 didn't, though.
That's not much of a difference.
Yeah, but okay, Kyle, I'll take that one step further for Keith. That was like, I'll be in a game, you're not in a game. I can invite you to the game, and you come right into where I am.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Or in my case, I see Josh is in a game and invite myself in and apparently boot other players who registered for that time out.
Or you invite me to a game, and I never join.
Yeah. How come you never play Carcassonne with me anymore, Josh?
'Cause, Kyle, if you haven't realized by now, I don't like you.
Or Josh, when Mark sends you a voice message.
Oh.
and he knows you probably don't have the microphone hooked up, and he gets upset when you don't voice message him back.
Yeah, that was really annoying too.
So leaving voicemails on consoles is next gen?
Yeah. Like he said though, communication.
I've got one. Menuing systems. There wasn't a menuing system on the PS2. I mean, unless you're talking about looking at your memory card, there really wasn't a lot you were doing. You're looking at, your settings for your console, and that was pretty much it.
But with all these things that we can now do on these systems, are you, either of you, disappointed at all with this generation so far?
Yes. I am personally, and that's the main reason I put Linux on my PlayStation 3, is because I would rather have an operating system to launch things from than a simple menuing system. I like the X member bar. The X bar is cool, except that I don't like using the controller to move through things.
What would you rather use?
A mouse, keyboard.
But with that, you just can't let go of a PC era.
It's not a matter of letting go of a PC era. There's a reason why the mouse has been so widely adopted by every operating system, every major operating system. And that is because you can move up and down, left, right. You're basically able to move all around on a flat surface and activate things with the click of a button. Whereas with a PlayStation 3 controller or an Xbox 360 controller, you're basically moving left, down,
right.
up and down. Right, but it's purely
you can
linear.
Activate things with the click of a button.
It's very linear. It's not at all the same as being able to move around on a screen and click the one thing you want diagonally or just going straight to it.
Yeah, but then you might as well just use the mouse as a controller and use it for first-person shooters. I mean, you might as well just not have a console at that point.
Yeah, I prefer to use a mouse and keyboard for first-person shooters. They're been proven to be better than a controller.
Then why do you have a console? Why don't you just play on your PC?
Because a lot of games don't come out for PC.
Well, then quit your bitching and get used to it. That's what they deal you. You have to play with that.
It's not about getting used to it. It's about having choice. And if I would rather have a console with the operating system on it, then I should have that choice instead of Sony trying to limit everything to, you're stuck in this menuing system. That, to me, is still last gen, even though it wasn't in the last gen for Sony.
So you're upset with Sony because they're tethering you to a menu system so that everyone who has a PS3 can use it with ease.
Have you tried to stream any music or create a playlist in the PlayStation 3? You can't.
No.
It's a pain in the ass.
I've done it with the 360 and I found it pretty easy.
No, dude, it's not easy. It's not even close to being
is.
easy. Compared to how you can do it, you can select multiple songs and drag and drop them on a PC. You can't do that in Sony's PlayStation 3 menu. So don't tell me it's just as easy. It's not even close.
Again, why play on the console? If you want to, why stream music? Why don't you just use your computer?
You're like the people who say if you don't like America, why don't you move to Canada? There's no logic in that statement.
Logic.
Telling me that I shouldn't be on a console because I don't like something about it is stupid, because I should be telling Sony, why don't you make this better? And Sony should be working to make it better. And maybe home's a big advancement. Maybe it's even next gen than anything we've seen coming out of either Microsoft or Sony. But I'm telling you right now, it's not going to make a lot of people happy.
But according to you, you're going to use home and you're going to whine and bitch because you can't click around with a mouse. You have to walk to everything with the controller.
I won't whine and bitch. I'll use home for different things.
Like what?
Home for me is probably going to be a way to hang out with Josh and you. It's not going to be a way for me to start my game. That's ridiculous. It may be a way for groups to get together and say, hey, you want to jump in the game, and let's all jump in the game now. And, that's good for that, too. But as far as making playlists and stuff, or streaming videos, I'm probably not going to sit around in an apartment in home and watch something on a screen inside a screen. So, no, it's not going to replace the menu bar.
Keith is just so full of anger.
Yeah.
I almost want to give him a hug.
I'm cranky tonight, I admit it.
Jesus Christ. So, yeah, with the games, though, have either of you been disappointed?
Maybe a little. Not much. I mean,
here we go.
I know a lot of people have said they've been very disappointed with the single-player Halo 3 But, to be honest with you, I didn't find it that disappointing. I didn't really have high expectations of it. I've been very happy with, Forza Motorsport 2, Call of Duty 4. But maybe it's because I'm really, really picky about the games I buy, though, too.
And Kyle?
Yeah, I could say the same way. I've been happy with all the games that I've played. I like being able to play a demo of a game on
That's a good point.
the marketplace. I like being able to buy mini games and stuff. I like being able to rent games through a service and play them. All the games that I've rented so far have been great. There have been games that I've played that I didn't find too fun, like Dead Rising. I didn't really find that game too much fun. And neither did I find Just Cause too much fun.
Alright, I think for my disappointments with the next-gen or current-gen games so far, there seems to be a lot of really, really short games. Like, they don't have the length that a game on your PlayStation 2 or your GameCube would have. I mean, Lair, Heavenly Sword, even Uncharted, some of the 360 games too were really short, like 6 hours.
But that has a lot to do with, I think, the cost of development of next-gen games.
That's true, yeah. And I guess I can pinpoint it too that a lot of the developers are still trying to figure out how to use the game or the system. But don't release it if it's not worth everybody's money.
I mean, look at the DS. It took, 2 years for good games to finally start coming out of that? Or for it?
And then we got a few good games, and now it's all shovelware.
Not really.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me, Kyle? Are you telling me that Pets Bunnies isn't shovelware?
Alright. Maybe it is, but I'm saying there is at least one good game a month coming out for the DS.
Alright, look at the website, Kyle. Look at the list of DS games coming out this week, okay? I would say
the first week. There's still
it's
3
all
other
shovelware.
weeks. Still 3 more weeks in this month.
Oh,
Look at the PS2. Look how much shovelware was on that.
I'm not
The
saying
same
that.
games were released on the PlayStation 2. And the same things for the GameCube.
Pets Bunny, Kyle. Pets Bunnies.
Yeah? I bet you tons of little kids play those games.
I blame the casual gaming movement for that crap. I think the term casual gaming is going to come to be synonymous with shite games for people who don't really like games.
Probably, yeah. But, I don't know. I look at it, and I'm not seeing the depth in games that I saw for a long time. Now, granted, yeah, both the systems are newer. It took the PlayStation 2 a while to get some of the great games that we love. Final Fantasy X, all of those. Those were longer games.
Final Fantasy X-2.
Shut up.
Well, I think you saw
Shut
the
the
same
fuck up.
thing for the PlayStation 2 from the PlayStation 1, too, also.
But there's really no excuse, though. I mean, especially on the 360. This console has been out for 2 years.
Yeah, there is. Oh, actually, the 360's got a better reason than the PlayStation 3 does, and that's that it's only got a DVD player. It doesn't have Blu-ray or HD DVD. So really, Sony's the one that has no excuse. Microsoft does have some excuse. They're limited by the size of the capacity of the disc.
I guess. If you really wanted to bring that into it.
I think I just did.
And I hate you for it because you're right. But, okay, at the same point, though, we'll go back to Grand Theft Auto. At least the one good thing about this generation is the extra content that you can buy.
Yes, I will agree full-heartedly with that.
I will say that it's going to depend on what the content that comes out ultimately is.
But you have the choice to buy it or not.
Yeah, but if we're talking about, if you can buy a whole new area, or you can buy a couple new vehicles, or if you can buy, I don't know, accessories, that really doesn't interest me if it's just little small stuff. But if it's a whole new area that you can buy, then yeah, it could be a big deal.
Well, look at the content that came out from Mass Effect. It's an entire new part of the game. Granted, it's only another 90 minutes that adds to the story, but it's still a few more planets. It introduces another race. That's content worth buying.
Did you buy it?
No, I sent Mass Effect back. Money's been kind of short, so I had to cancel my subscription to GameFly. You did that extra $15.
I don't mean to dump all over you guys' parade for next-gen purchasable content, but on the PC side, there's really no equivalent to the community-based stuff that you could get. I mean, just for instance, oh crap, what was that big game? Oblivion. You could buy that crap from Microsoft, or you could play it on the PC. Playing on the PC, you could get all kinds of community stuff for free.
And yeah, that's true. And we're starting to see that come to the PlayStation 3, though. Look at Unreal Tournament 3.
Yeah, that's an exception, I would say.
I bet you're going to see that more and more with the PlayStation 3.
Okay, but that's only maps right now, isn't it? You can't actually buy skins and
you can use No, you don't even buy any of it, dude. I can plug my PS3 into my PC or a thumb drive until they get their little system up to do it right on the game. But and copy maps, mods, skins, and almost anything over to the game.
Okay, I didn't realize it was mods and skins included in that. That's cool.
Wait, there was a racing game where you could use community skins. Was it Forza?
It is, but you have to make them in their designer. You can't do it offline. By offline, I mean not on the console. Like using tools that actually make sense.
But regardless, it's still community. It's still community.
But if you're going to bring
stuff.
up like the PC having all this extra content, I guarantee you will see more on that on the PlayStation 3 than you will on the 360. Because Microsoft has a closed system and they're not allowing anybody to do anything with that.
That's true. And I'm not arguing that point. I'm just saying that you're always going to see more. If a game's released on a console and the same game is released on PC, the PC community, if there is one, if it's a good game, is always going to produce a lot more content and for either free or for more cheaply than they're going to get from the console.
But that argument's irrelevant to begin with, though, because you're seeing less and less games released on the PC.
Yeah, but why is that?
Because of piracy.
I don't agree. I think it's because of Microsoft, to be quite honest with you. Because Vista adoption has been so lackluster that it doesn't make any sense for most companies, unless you're some huge-ass company like EA, to make a game for Microsoft Vista.
Well, now that we're talking about PCs, though, you have Valve with Steam.
And?
They're taking a big chunk out of Microsoft from games for Windows with Steam. I can go on there and pick all the games I want to buy, play them right there. I can join people like I can with the 360 right from the Steam menu.
I really think that it seems like Microsoft is giving up on Windows gaming.
It almost sounds like to me that everybody's giving up on Windows gaming. So I guess that about wraps it up. I mean, the general consensus is you two are pleased with next gen so far?
Yeah, I would say so.
With the games, not necessarily with the consoles.
Bitch.
No, it's not a bitch. It's just pointing things out where there are still shortcomings. And there are reasons for them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure Sony doesn't want to throw together their own operating system.
Yeah. And for me, I guess I would say that I'm disappointed with the games and not the systems. But that's just me, I
You're
guess.
weird.
I know.
Way to be the black sheep.
Yeah. So, Keith, any shoutouts?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my nephew Nick and my friend Gary.
You have a friend? Oh my god, this is great.
And my friend Kyle and my other friend Josh.
How come I have to be behind him? Why can't I be first?
You do it from behind.
I saved the best for last.
Oh.
Kyle, any shoutouts?
Actually, yeah. I'd like to give a shout out to Nancy, and I would like to give a shout out for Chia Hippo for helping us out last episode.
Yeah, props to Chia Hippo.
Don't thank him.
Too late, we did.
Don't
Very,
ever thank
very
him.
deep voice.
And I'd like to give a shout out to all the folks who let me be community member of the month. And Chia Hippo. To Keith for joining us again this week.
Woohoo!
Thank you for ranting with Kyle.
Hey, anytime.
Yeah.
It's fun.
About something that was irrelevant.
So what?
That's Critical Strike episode 18 in the bag. in the flaming bag of poop.
Yes, where it belongs. We shall stomp on it now.
So, gentlemen, till the next episode.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Were you going to say Auf Wiedersehen?
I said Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh, it sounded like you got cut off at that last part.
That's because you were talking.
Goodbye.
Salud. My defense mechanism is gay.